Well, hello. I don't know if I can confirm if the wheel's been nice to me, but you know what I can confirm? Now we have 398 archetypes with it dwindling down every single day as we come along. Blue means that the archetypes are kind of, I don't really know much about them. Red means they're bad. Green means, oh, I love to play them, they're pretty good. Let's see how the wheel treats us this time. On our last video, I'm not going to spoil it, but hey, please check it out if you feel like it. Let's find out what the wheel has in store, starting now. You know, I really don't want to play this deck because it seems quite complicated, but I guess we're watching a Jesse Kahn video on Crystal Beast, and I don't even know what build I'm going to do of this. I mean, I've never played Crystal Beast, I'm gonna be honest with you, but sure, Crystal Beast, let's find out. Maybe you wish me luck, eh? Wish me luck. I'm going to tell you right now, I did spend about 1 day crafting a deck that searches the field spell. I did it again. I am so sorry. There was a very cool concept in Crystal Beast that I really wanted to achieve. There were multiple concepts. Unfortunately, for an archetype that has an in-archetypal search every field spell, there is a slight issue in retrieving that field spell. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But anyways, here's the jank deck I was making, and alright, now we're back to the actual deck list here, and first things first that I do have to say is that I'm going to stop you right now. But Nost, where's the Snake Eyes? There is synergy between the Snake Eye monsters since they place monsters in their spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Where's the snake? Look, when I do a TEA, I do often try to build a deck in a way where I get to show off every card. Unfortunately, the past couple of TEAs, I haven't been able to do that. And this is another one of those moments. I have had quite the time building this deck, playing this deck, learning about Crystal Beast. As someone who's never played Crystal Beast before, this was a learning experience for me, and I'm a little bit disheartened because there was a lot of cool concepts I wish to achieve. Unfortunately as well, there is a lot of cards I have to go over, so I can't complain too much. We're gonna have to hop right into it because there's a lot of cards in this archetype. I'm talking a lot. So and for length purposes, I believe part of the wheel I have an archetype called Advanced Crystal Beast. So I will be separating the two archetypes. Yes, I'm separating them. So we're talking about normal Crystal Beast, and then if I ever get it on the wheel, we'll do Advanced Crystal Beast. But first things first, what is Crystal Beast? Well, my rendition is that Crystal Beast is an archetype of monsters that are beast and animal-like, who all have effects that and gimmicks where they place themselves in the spell and trap zone as continuous spells. This may be a little bit hard to visualize, so I'm really happy, well, if I end up editing it so I show you what the card does when certain thing happens. So alright, there's a lot of cool things this deck can do. There's a lot of cool stuff going on, so let's hop into it. There's a lot of cards to go over. We'll start off with the monsters. The Crystal Beast. Now, the Crystal Beast have an effect where if they're destroyed, if the face-up card is destroyed in the monster zone, it can be placed in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. All of the Crystal Beasts have this effect, so I will not be going over that, thankfully enough. Now, let's talk about the Crystal Beast. Let's start it off with the one that I think is the reason why the deck actually functions. We have Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. It is a level 4 wind beast monster with 1800, 1200. Has an effect that, oh, these are all win effects by the way, so don't get it twisted, dare they say. When this card is summoned, you can place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. There is no once per turn on this. When it's summoned, normal or special, place a Crystal Beast from your deck into your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. That is, it will, in this archetype, that's probably one of the most broken effects you can slap on a monster. There's 3 copies. You're going to be doing this. This is your engine piece. This card will be doing it a lot. Next up, we have your second greatest card in the deck, Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. It's a level 3 fairy, 300 light. Don't worry, there is no. Don't even bother thinking, can I search this outside of the archetype? Can I pull that? Don't even worry. Don't even try. Just don't try. Okay, now when this card is special summoned, boo. You can special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your spell and trap zones. That's pretty good as well. It's when it's special summoned though, so it's a little bit harder to pull off because you have to special summon it, but the effect is quite useful. Normally, an example I have is that you want bodies on the field. Let's pretend you have that Pegasus in your spell and trap zone, because one thing is that Pegasus places itself because it doesn't say accept itself. These cards just weren't meant to be made, you know. And then Carbuncle, you can just summon your Pegasus, and then Pegasus can place another. Now let's talk about the ones that aren't very good, but you have to play them if you want to play the boss monster. We have Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise, level 3 Aqua. This has other applications. Anyways, this card's effect is useless, but maybe it isn't. Once per turn, you can target one monster you control that attacked this turn. Change that target to defense position. So, if your Emerald Tortoise attacks, you can change it to defense position. Good job. Good job, man. Next up, we have Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger. Level 4, 1610 Earth Beast Monster. What Melfi? Okay. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 400 attack during the damage step only. As you can see, these effects are a little dated. Next up, we have Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle. Level 4, Wind Wing Beast 1400 800. Wait, are you talking about that don't you activate your neuron cells. I can't keep putting in examples of this card being able to be summoned from the deck outside of the archetype. But yes, that field spell that's at 1 can definitely summon this card. Anyways, once per turn, you can target one Crystal Beast card you control. Place that target on top of the deck. So, as you can see, most, if not all, of these cards that are specifically not Ruby, Carbuncle, and Pegasus, they are absolutely garnets, bricks, I don't know what you want to call them. They are the crystal bricks. Alright, next up we have Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth 1700 1600 Earth Beast. When another Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can change the attack target to this card. I'm running like 4 vanillas in this deck. I'm just running vanillas. Okay. Well, what else are we on? Oh, Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat. 1200, 400, level 3 Earth Beast. This card can attack your opponent directly. Woohoo! Finally a good effect, kinda. But it has 1200 attack, so it's not that much. But when it uses this effect, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is half. Okay. We are sitting at 1, 2, 3... 4 vanillas. 4 vanillas. I like what I see. We are currently playing 4 vanillas. Nice. Now here's one of the newer cards that's actually quite helpful. We have Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. Level 8 Light Dragon with 3000 attack. Thank you. The attack stat alone makes it good, because Crystal Pegasus can just summon this guy as a 3000 beater. We'll take it. It's better than whatever these other cards were. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster's... Wait, what? Oh, why did they put the effect up front? Ew. Okay, here we go. You can only use each of the following effects of Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So this card's a free special summon, kinda, if an attack is declared. That's not bad. And then also, here's the useful effect. You can banish this card, treat it as a continuous spell, to special summon one level 4 or lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negate its effects, and if you do, add one ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, that's a lot of gibberish, but imagine... You know what, for me to explain this a little bit better, I must go into... What is the ultimate crystal monster you're adding from your deck to your hand? Why is that so important? Why am I running 4 vanillas in this deck? It's all for you, my friend. Rainbow Dragon, a level 10 Light Dragon 4000. This card is always treated as an ultimate crystal card. Isn't that cool? Now, welcome. How do we get such a high statted monster on the field? Well, here's how. Because it cannot be normal summon / set. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names on your field and or graveyard. So it is a free special summon, as long as you just run every Crystal Beast you have in your hand. And then also, this card cannot activate the following effects the turn it was special summoned. Unfortunate. Now, it has a quick effect where you can send all Crystal Beast monsters you control to the graveyard. This card gains 1000 attack for each monster sent to the graveyard. This card, if it sends 4 Crystal Beasts, can be an absolute monster. And then also, you can banish all Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard, shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. Wow. Well, ain't that convenient. So, the goal is summoning your boss monster, and basically, to facilitate it, your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is pretty powerful in that when it's in the continuous spell and trap zone, it can banish itself, then it can have the ability to special summon out any of your Crystal Beasts that you weren't able to get onto the field already. Let's say if you're missing one of your Crystal Beast monsters, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is like a joker, it substitutes itself. For any Crystal Beast that you need on that field, then it adds Rainbow Dragon, then your Rainbow Dragon can summon itself when the conditions are met, which is perfect for what you're looking for. Now, let's talk about the other monsters in this Crystal Beast archetype. We have Crystal Master. This is a level 3 Dark Spellcaster Pendulum monster. Scale 5, 1300 attack, 1000 defense. The Pendulum effect. Your opponent cannot target ultimate crystal monsters or Crystal Beast cards you control with card effects. Okay, you can't imperm, that's nice. Now, its monster effect I do like though, because you can tribute this card to add an ultimate crystal monster, comma, Crystal Beast monster, comma, or crystal spell trap from your deck to your hand. This card is the searcher of all time. This is the searcher of all searchers. I love this card. It has slight application in the deck I'm playing. Now, that's super fun. I do like this card. This card's pretty good. Now let's talk about the card that also is on the other side of the pendulum scale, eh? This is Crystal Keeper, a level 4 Fire Warrior, Pendulum, Scale 2, 1500, 1800. Now, the Pen Scale effect. Each turn, the first time an ultimate crystal monster, or monsters, and or Crystal Beast card, or cards, you control would be destroyed by a card effect that turn, it is not destroyed. So, yay, you can't, well, the first time you were to Regeki my monster that has 0 protection, it won't be Regeki'd. And let's imagine you have both Pen Scales on the field. Then it's Regeki protected, it's imperm protected. You're looking like a hot Marat, dare I say. Yeah, that's not bad. Now what about the monster effect? If a Crystal Beast monster you control battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you contribute this card from your hand or face-up field. Your battling monster's attack and defense become double its original attack and defense during that damage calculation only, but it is destroyed at the end of this damage step. That's a lot of words, but I guess what it's saying is that this is a battle trap. It makes your Crystal Beast monster double its attack. Yay, my Emerald Tortoise goes from a 600 to a 1200. That card sucks. I'm not even going to talk too much about it. Now, let's go into a little bit more. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's talk about there's more monsters you can use. There's more monsters. It gets a little crazier. And here's how. We have Rainbow Over Dragon, which is a level 12 Light Dragon fusion monster with 4000 attack, 0 defense. But note, what makes this different from the normal Rainbow Dragon? Well, it's in your extra deck, so it makes it better. Now, does this part change your mind? must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by attributing one level 10 ultimate crystal monster. That's not bad. So imagine you do your full combo, your rainbow dragon, I don't know, tribute it. Get another rainbow dragon, get rainbow over dragon. Or fusion summon it. I don't know why you would want to fusion summon it or how you would field spell. Okay, now once per turn, you can banish one crystal beast monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the banished monsters until the end of this turn. So your 4,000 banishes a monster, gains a little bit of attack. Is that a good effect? Not really. Now here's the funny. You want to see the funny? You want to see why I don't like this card anymore? I'm just going to read it first and then I'm going to explain like why this is the funny. So, guess what? Quick effect. You can tribute this fusion summoned card, shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. Isn't that cool? Once per turn, tribute this fusion summoned card to shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. First things first, I have 2 issues. I'm not saving it to the end of the video. You're about to hear it. First issue. This card special summons itself by attributing a rainbow dragon. So that's cool, right? That's not considered a fusion summon, which means you're not getting the effect to tribute itself to shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. By the way, your rainbow over dragon just banishes all crystal beasts already to shuffle itself. So I don't really see the hoopla about this card. It's a cool contact fuse. You can summon this card now once per turn if you just get your rainbow dragons back. But it's funny that it shuffles all cards on the field into the deck, which is the gimmick of this archetype when you get into the boss monster. It shuffles all the cards on the field into the deck. Who cares if you spent 5 minutes playing solitaire to make a board to summon this guy? No, shuffle it all back, let's start over again. I don't like that. I wish it just said shuffle your opponent's cards. Why is it so indiscriminate? You know what else? It tributes itself for cost. You know what that means, pal? A singular called by just completely ruins your game plan. You try something cool and then they just called by this card. Good job. Good job. Get called by, fool. Also, I already talked about it, but it's not even a fusion summon. This card isn't. It's just a 4,000 beater. The main deck monster is probably better than this. Because it just sends all Crystal Beast monsters you control to the graveyard. This one actually just says, hey, tribute itself, get rid of everything, or banish your Crystal Beast to gain attack. I'd rather shuffle all and guarantee that I'm gaining 1,000 attack on each one that gets sent to the graveyard, instead of banishing my Crystal Beast, because I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't know how you're going to recur from the banish pile. Okay, there's one way, but it's not the cool way. Because we have, goodbye Yugi Boomer, Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. It is a level 12 light dragon fusion monster with 4,000 attack, 0 defense. Good job. Good job, you made the same card twice. Okay, now, this one is slightly different though, because it requires an ultimate crystal monster plus 7 crystal beast monsters. Are you fusion summoning this? No, you're not. You're probably not doing that, unless you're just weird. Now, must be special summoned from your extra deck. During a duel, you special summon an ultimate crystal monster by banishing the above monsters from your field and or graveyard, while 7 or more of your crystal beast monsters with different names. Oh, sorry, I did a run-on sentence. My apologies. I have to note, all of the Rainbow Over Dragons cannot be monster reborn. So once they're gone, once they're off the field, they're off the field forever. So, you have to reset your whole thing if you want to bring this guy back. That's also the issue where it says it shuffles itself. It tributes to shuffle. So it dodges its own effect. So that, unless you have another copy or a way to put it back in your extra deck so you can summon it again, this card's just out of play. I don't like that you can't reborn it. I know why, but it still sucks. Now let me reread this one more time since I did run-on sentence. So what it's saying is that, basically, during a duel you summoned the ultimate crystal monster, aka your your Rainbow Dragon or Over Rainbow Dragon, then you can special summon this card by banishing 7 Crystal Beast monsters and an ultimate crystal monster. So, if you're summoning Rainbow Dragon, then that implies that you had 7 Crystal Beast monsters with different names on the field and or graveyard. Summoning Rainbow Overdragon implies that you have summoned Rainbow Dragon. Summoning Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive implies that you have summoned an Ultimate Crystal monster. So the game, or you would assume that you would have access to 7 Crystal Beast monsters that you can just bin from your graveyard to the banish pile to summon this card. It takes advantage of all of the vanillas that you're running. It says, hey, also, this is a non-once per turn summon. This is the Phantom of Yubel, pretty much. Also, did you know, since Rainbow Overdragon is considered an ultimate crystal card, you could banish this card as well as one of the things. You don't have to banish your Rainbow Dragon. But one of the funny scenarios I like doing is that I like to summon the Rainbow Dragon, summon Rainbow Overdragon. Then what I like to do is banishing the Rainbow Dragon that's already been used in the graveyard, banishing all the other Crystal Beasts, and then summoning Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Overdragon. Because then you would have Rainbow Overdragon and Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Over... UCRD. Urkdo. Yeah, you would also have Urkdo on the field as well. You'll have Urkdo and RO. There you go. I'm gonna call you Urkdo. You'd have Urkdo. No, it's not Urkdo, right? It would be Ukurdo. Yeah, you'll have Ukurdo. Okay. Now, let's read these effects. While 7 or more of your Crystal Beast monsters with different names are banished, this card gains 7,000 attack. He's already dead. You know, this card gains 7,000 attack. Okay, I can see why the conditions are so steep. So, if you're summoning this monster, then you are more than likely playing a dedicated Crystal Beast strategy. If so, here's your free 7,000 attack. It's basically Rainbow Dragon's effect in how it sends Crystal Beasts from your field or field to the graveyard to gain 1,000 per. But instead, this card, since it banished all of your Crystal Beasts, it gains 1,000 technically for everyone banished. But it says while 7 or more of your Crystal Beast monsters are banished, with different names, gain 7,000. This card goes from a 4,000 to an 11,000. That's pretty sweet. Now, here's the good effect. I say good very loosely here because none of these are good effects, but if this card has not battled this turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card, shuffle as many cards on the field as possible into the deck, and if you do, special summon any number of your banished Crystal Beast monsters. Remember how you banished 7 Crystal Beast monsters with different names? You can bring them back now. It basically tags itself out. It tributes itself, shuffles all the cards, and then summons all your Crystal Beasts, which then triggers all of their effects. Or Pegasus and Carbuncle would trigger. Well, Pegasus would trigger because you're shuffling every... Basically, it triggers your Pegasus and it gets your cards back. It's a little bit of... It returns on the return on investment, dare I say. Okay, so my opinion of this card, I'm not going to talk about it. Let's get into the spells and then the traps. Oh man, this is going to be like a nightmare for me. Dude, there's so many cards in this archetype and it still buttons. Okay, we have Crystal Blessing, normal spell card. Target up to 2 Crystal Beast monsters in your graveyard. Place those targets face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Pretty cool. I don't know if you have like a Pegasus that you used and another Pegasus that you used. Feel free to use Crystal Blessing and then, I don't know, put them in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Then if you somehow manage to special summon your Carbuncle, then that is free cards, non once per turn by the way. Now, what I do have to talk about is probably the searchers. Let me talk about the busted cards. That's how I should have done this. Alright, the busted cards. We're going to start off with Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, which is a continuous spell card. And here's some of my issues, starting now. Let me just talk about this card, I guess. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Crystal Beast monster in addition to your normal summon / set. That's a really good effect actually. I do like extra normal summons. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Now, you can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy a Crystal Beast monster you control or in your hand, and if you do, add a Crystal Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. That is so amazing. You know why? Maybe I didn't talk about this on Overdragon, but guess what? Overdragon's summoning condition means you have to have the Crystal Beast monsters on the field or graveyard. So let's imagine of the 4 vanillas, one of the vanillas is in your hand and you can't normal summon it. Rainbow Bridge of the Heart helps you in that it pops that darn crystal beast and sends it to the graveyard so that your rainbow dragon can actually be live. Because a rainbow dragon doesn't count the crystal beast in your hand, so they all have to be either on the field or in the graveyard. Oh, also, imagine they just like bestial your carbuncle, your one-of carbuncle. Okay, sorry. Now, also the other effect of Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is that, let's see. If a crystal beast monster card or cards is placed in your spell and trap zone, even during the damage step, you can target one card your opponent controls, return both this card and that card to the hand. So it bounces cards to the hand. That's really cool if you're going second. I do like that. So if you're going first, it helps you so much. Free normal summons popping to add crystal spell traps. And then if you're going second and your Pegasus places a monster, you get to trigger your Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Say, hey, I'm going to get rid of your card. Target a card, not a monster, not a spell, just a card, which is so good. Give me a little bit more freedom. Bounce both back to the hand. I love that. That is such a good card. Next up, let's talk about another busted card. Let's talk, what's a crystal spell trap we can add? Well, you know what we should talk about? We should talk about the crystal spell trap probably. Let's talk about Golden Rule. Now, Golden Rule's an equip spell. Why? I have zero clue. Now, it has a funny effect where you can place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells, then special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different name than those cards, and if you do, equip it with this card. And then when either of the card leaves, then this card gets popped. So this card gets popped, that card pop. Pop. Now, this card's an equip spell, which is super funny. Why? I'm genuinely not sure. Maybe they want to lock up your continuous spell and trap zones. Because I am noticing like that type of thing where you have the continuous spell, they want to lock it up. You have the Golden Rule, they want to lock up your back row. But setting 2 from deck and special summoning 1 from hand is really fun. It is a very useful and necessary card, you have no idea. You're cycling through so many of these cards because you need them. Because you're running 4 vanillas. And then your boss monster requires 7 vanillas. There's not even much for me to say there. Let's talk about another one of these cards that are quite useful. We have Crystal Bond. Crystal Spell Trap? What? Now, it's a normal spell card with the effect to add a Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand. And place a Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone and as a continuous spell. You can only activate it once per turn, but it gets the job done. So, you want to hear something fun, combo-wise? Let's imagine So, you have Crystal Bond and Golden. You can find a way to get to those cards, but I can talk about that later. Now, Crystal Bond can add Carbuncle, right? Crystal Bond adds Carbuncle and places a card. Let's imagine you place a Pegasus, Sapphire Pegasus. Then your Golden Rule can special summon your Sapphire Pegasus and place 2 more. You can special summon your Ruby Carbuncle and set 2 more. And place 2 more Sapphire Pegasus. Golden Rule is very useful for the fact that it can special summon your Carbuncle, since Carbuncle only works when special summoned. That's the usefulness. I like that. I like the ability to special summon Carbuncle and place 2 Pegasus. That gets you very, very, very close to meeting the conditions of summoning your Rainbow Over Dragon or Urkdo. Or Ukurdo. Yeah, your Ukurdo. So, that's pretty cool. Now, there's not only crystal spell traps, there's also the Rainbow Bridge stuff, from the continuous spell to this card here, Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. Now, this is a quick play spell card with the effect to. So there's 2 ways to trigger this effect. One of them, which is your normal first turn maybe, you would reveal a crystal monster in your hand, then activate one of these effects. Now, here's when you reveal an ultimate crystal monster, aka your Rainbow Dragon. How you would get to it is like your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon in the continuous spell and trap zone special summons a Crystal Beast, adds Rainbow Dragon. then your Rainbow Bridge of the Heart can pop one of your cards and then add Rainbow Awakening Crystal. There's a way. When there's a will, there's a way. Now, basically, if you reveal one of your rainbows, you can only activate one of these effects, unfortunately. Which is to either take a Rainbow Bridge card or a Rainbow Refraction from your deck, either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Or special summon a Crystal Beast monster card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or spell and trap zone. And you can only activate one of these effects per turn. Now, you look at this and you're like, what's the issue? Anyways, so if you actually have an ultimate crystal monster on the field, you control it, you can activate one or two of these effects in sequence, and you don't have to reveal an ultimate crystal monster. So that's why it's good on your opponent's turn if you summon the Overdragon or Ukerde. Now, you can take a Rainbow Bridge or Rainbow Refraction, add it to your hand. You would add Rainbow Bridge of the Heart most times, because Rainbow Bridge of the Heart gives you access to your crystal spell traps. So that's fine. This is part of your combo. I don't know situations where you would special summon a Crystal Beast. Maybe if you have access to all your spells already. Now, what's Rainbow Refraction? Well, Rainbow Refraction is... well, it's a quick play spell card where if a monster you control whose original name is Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dart Dragon, activate its effect this turn, special summon any number of Crystal Beast monsters with different names from your deck. A little situational. This can be searched, which is nice, but a little situational. I don't have much of an opinion on this. It's like so much in no particular order since there's so many crystal cards. Okay, now, there's also a Rainbow Bridge card, you say. Oh, I'm gonna have to like finagle here. Okay, here's another Rainbow Bridge card that may be important for people to know, because this card's been used outside of Crystal Beast. We have Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. It is a normal trap card with the effect too. The on-field effect's not useful in most situations. You'd be using it for the graveyard effect, but don't worry. Because if there are two or more different monster types among the level 10 or higher monsters on the field, shuffle all cards except this one from both players' hands, fields, and graveyards into the deck, then each player draws 5 cards. Oh man, I'm getting sleepy from reading this. Okay, so let's imagine you have 2 level 10s or whatever you have, and then it just activates and they're different types. And then you shuffle everything, you draw 5. Good job. Okay, the banish effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add a Crystal Beast monster, and a field spell from your deck to your hand. Perfect! I want access to a field spell plus a Crystal Beast. That's a 2-for-1. Amazing, I love that. Now, you can only apply each effect of Rainbow Bridge of Salvation once per duel. Once per duel? What do you mean a banish add field spell is something that I can only do once per duel? I would abuse it, I would abuse it, I would abuse it. Okay, now, you're like, no, here's the card that searches the field spell. Why is that a problem? Why have you built a shenanigan deck involving Draco Slayers and you spent like half of your extra deck space just to search a field spell? And I will tell you why. Now, this is a Rainbow Bridge card. It is not a crystal card. Your quick play Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates can access this card and send it to the graveyard, which is really nice, and it will give you access to your field spell. And you're like, no, that's exactly what you want, the field spell. That's what you want, right? Yes, I do. But do you know what else is pretty dang pivotal to this deck? The continuous spell, and it's also Rainbow Bridge, and it's not a crystal card. So if I don't have access to this continuous spell, and I have Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates, and you're asking me to choose between the continuous spell that makes the deck work, or the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, which only adds a vanilla and a field spell, I have to get the continuous spell. I'm sorry, I admit this video is going to be longer than an hour. I haven't even gotten to the replays. Now, here's the card I wanted to play around. It's called Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. So, this card is a field spell, I love field spells. So you must have this many Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone to activate and to resolve these effects. Now if you have one Crystal Beast, this card can be destroyed by card effects. Woohoo, we're protected. Now if this card has two Crystal Beasts, once per turn including the opponents, you can have the battle damage you take. Wow, I love this card. Now here's where it starts getting busted. If you have 3 or more Crystal Beasts, when a spell trap card is activated, you can send a Crystal Beast monster you control to the graveyard and negate the activation if you destroy it. Guess what, pal? I don't hear once per turn. So, I wanted to build around this field spell so bad. I was gonna do like Rainbow Ruins Control, where my main goal is to like end on like a fat monster, and then just have nothing but Crystal Beasts in the back row. Then using the field spell, I have nothing but just straight up spell trap negates. And then there are cards that can place your Crystal Beast back in the spell and trap zone. So this card would always be live, and I'll be able to negate at least 3 or 4 spell traps. Well, what about if you have 4 or more? Well, during your main phase, you can just draw a card. Cool. Now, what if you have 5? Well, once per turn during your main phase, you can target a Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap zone and special summon it. None of those effects matters except the Omni negate here. I love the spell trap negate for free. I was really wanting to play around it, just keep placing cards in my spell and trap zone, keep triggering my field spell to just negate their cards. Spell trap negate, spell trap negate. I couldn't pull it off, and it makes me sad. I made some crazy jerk off combo where I get a field, I miraculously find a way using the Draco Slayer engine. It's so awful. I think I use like Draco Slayers, and then I make a silly combo where I have to go into Chorozo. Wait, I either have to go into Chorozo again to make the Ignister Pendulum, or I have to do like the Dino Mister if it's in my hand to oh my. Unfortunately, I couldn't pull it off confidently, and then I didn't have enough extra deck space to make use of the deck. It makes me very sad. Okay, oh man, we're almost done with all the cards. We're not close though, I'm so sorry. Let's talk about more bad cards. Okay, rare value, normal spell card. If you control 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone, your opponent chooses one of them and then sends it to the graveyard and you draw 2 cards. I'm running 4+ vanillas. I don't have room for hand traps, so that card's useless. Alright, we have Crystal Release. This is an equip spell. You know, if it's half as good as Golden Rule, I'd be running it. But as you can see, I'm not running it. Now, equip only to a Crystal Beast monster. It gains 800 attack, and then when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can place one Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as continue a spell. That's super cool, but also bad. Why are so many of these cards that, you know, are part of an archetype where the monsters go in the spell and trap zone? Why do they also take up my spell and trap zone? Why do you do that? Why do you... It's like you don't want me to play the field spell control. Alright, what's next? Crystal Promise, normal spell card. Target a Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap zone, special summon it. Okay. Cool, I guess. We talked about Rainbow Refraction. What about Crystal Beacon? This card you actually would see sometimes. It's a normal spell card, special summon one Crystal Beast monster from your deck. You must have 2 or more Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone to activate and resolve this effect. What's cool is that it doesn't negate the effect of the Crystal Beast monster if you want to summon a carbuncle from deck. Also, it's not that bad. It's searchable. I like that. I can't complain about this card at all, to be honest. It gets your last Crystal Beast card if you're having issues. Okay, we have Crystal Abundance, normal spell card. Send 4 Crystal Beast cards from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. Send as many cards as possible to the on the field to the graveyard. Then special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard, up to the number of cards sent from your opponent's field to the graveyard by this card effect. So I need 4 Crystal Beasts. I can send all cards from the field to the graveyard, or they can just, I don't know, Desiree negate that one. Good job. Or they can like the Azamina negate. Good job. Good job. Good job. I have 4 in my spell and trap zone. I'd rather be doing other stuff. Alright, what's next? We have Crystal Aegis. Now, it's a normal spell card where you can target a Crystal Beast monster you control, destroyed, so that it gives you the ability to place its spell and trap zone because it got destroyed. Now, then also special summon 1 Crystal Beast token with the destroyed monster's original type, attribute, level, attack, and defense. Wow, it literally just prints the card. Okay. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card's in your graveyard, even during the damage step, you can banish this card to special summon one Crystal Beast monster card from your spell and trap zone. You can only use this effect if Crystal ages once per turn. What's really interesting about this card is that you pop the card, then if any other time you place one of your Crystal Beast monsters, it can banish itself to special summon it. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad when you read it. Alright, next up, Crystal Tree. Continuous spell card, please stop this. Each time a Crystal Beast monster is placed in either player's spell and trap zone, place a crystal counter on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard, take a number of Crystal Beast monsters from your deck, equal to the number of crystal counters that were on this card, place them face up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. I love this card except for the fact that it's a continuous spell. I was considering like, well, for my field spell control, I could place a lot of these cards. First off, it's not like a quick play continuous, and then second, it locks one of my zones, so that's one less negate. So that's quite unfortunate. Alright, we're on to the traps, we're almost done. Crystal Brilliance, continuous trap, please stop this. Please, please, I need the back row. The deck revolves around the back row. Stop removing my back row. Now, you can only control one Crystal Brilliance. You don't say. Each Crystal Beast monster you control gains attack equal to its original defense. They do get kind of beefy. Like, Tortoise becomes a 2300, I guess. Now, if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone, even during the damage step, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon one Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard. Also, any damage you take this turn is halved. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, here's a good card. Crystal Miracle. Man, it's a miracle to be done with this almost. Now, it's a counter trap. Wait, what? Wait, it's a trap? No, my back row. So, when a spell or trap card or monster fed is activated, you can destroy one Crystal Beast card you control, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy that card. Omni. In archetypal counter trap. Yes! Yes! Oh man, we don't die to Lightning Storm. No more. No more. Now, if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card, place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. And you can only use this effect once per turn. So, this was also part of my field spell control. Because imagine I get the counter trap, I negate one of their cards or whatever, or if it's in the graveyard, I place one of my guys, you know, I don't know, Sapphire Pegasus come back, places a guy, I can banish Crystal Miracle, get another guy in there, replenish the field spell negates. That would have been cool if I could properly get field spell axe. Okay. Counter Gem, but it is not a counter trap, it's a normal trap. Now, this card is the effect to send all cards in your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. Place as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from your graveyard up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. Then during the end phase, destroy all Crystal Beast cards you control. Man, this card makes me sad. It pops field spell. This card pops the field spell. It's like, oh, you place cards. Oh, you pop the field spell I was considering. Okay, and then during the end phase it destroys all your crystal. I don't care. So, Crystal Regeki. Normal trap card. It's not Regeki, it's Crystal Regeki. You can send one Crystal Beast card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard to target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Not bad. Not... Okay, there's multiple ways to play this deck. You could search to, well, you could try to access your Fusion Monster, Over Dragon, or Ukurdo. You could go Rainbow Dragon, or you could try this one engine, you know, you could try Field Spell Control, or you can try the actual better control, which is called Crystal Conclave, which is a continuous trap, with the effect to, read carefully, once per turn, if a face-up Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon one Crystal Beast monster from your deck. That's not bad. Now also, you can send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard, then target one Crystal Beast card you control and one card on the field. Return them to the hand. You cannot activate these effects on the same chain. So this card with Conclave control gives you access to continuously bounce your opponent's monsters, followed by in I don't know, in unison with your continuous spell. It gives you access to multiple bounces. It also recurs you as well because it targets a crystal beast as well and bounces it back to the hand. So if you want to trigger that Pegasus when it comes back to your turn, feel free. So that's pretty cool. Alright, Crystal Pair. Normal trap. When a Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, place a Crystal Beast monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell card. Then you take no battle damage for the rest of this turn. I'm getting tired already. Rainbow Path is the path out of here. When an opponent monster declares an attack, send a Crystal Beast card from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard, then target the attacking monster. Negate the attack, then you can add a Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dart Dragon from your deck to your hand. Oh no, it adds, I thought it was going to be you add a Rainbow Bridge from your deck to your, no. So, monster must declare attack, I must send Crystal Beast card, and then I negate it. So, I'm in a losing position is what you're saying. Good job, good job. Alright, let's see. Rainbow Gravity. If you have 7 Crystal Beast monster Crystal Beast cards with different names on your field and or in your graveyard, special summon an ultimate crystal monster from your deck or graveyard ignoring summoning conditions. That's really cool. Can I summon I probably summon Over Dragon after it's sent to the graveyard is what they're cooking, right? Is that how I bring back Over Dragon? It doesn't matter. These cards don't matter. Why they print so many cards that are just nothing? Do they just like hearing me talk? I don't. I'm 50 minutes in and I haven't even gone to the replays. My oh my. So much for the 1 hour thing. It's not my fault, I promise. We have Crystal Boon. Normal trap. Special summon up to 2 Crystal Beast monster cards from your spell and trap zone, and if you do, gain life points equal to their combined original attack. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish this card, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a Crystal Beast monster, either add it to your hand or special summon it, otherwise send that card to the graveyard. These cards are... it's wasting my time. These cards are actively wasting my time. Ultimate Crystal Magic. When your Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle... This is so draining. Reading these cards is draining because these cards do nothing. They do less than nothing. There's enough cards within the archetype for if you're running nothing but singletons, you can probably end up with a 40 card deck. Isn't that wild? Yet I'm probably playing a quarter of the amount of cards in the... Isn't Fiendsmith an archetype with like only 5 cards? Yet you can make a whole deck out of that? And this archetype has like 18 plus. We're on the last card. When your Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from your hand, deck, or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 ultimate crystal fusion monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. Then if a face-up ultimate crystal monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, place any number of Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard face-up in your spell and trap zone as continuous spells. I did like this card for my potential field spell control, because imagine my ultimate crystal gets impermed and then IP'd or something silly. Then I can banish my ultimate crystal magic, place all of the Crystal Beasts back in the spell and trap zone, so that we can continue with the good old field spell control. I'm telling you, I did not want to play this version of what you're seeing. What I wanted to play was involving the actual Crystal Beast monsters and their abilities to be in the spell and trap zone. Making use of their ability to be in the spell and trap zone. Taking use of the field spell. You know, bouncing cards. I didn't want to play the deck I'm playing right now. I wanted field spell control. Anything but this. But no. Because I could have been playing Snake Eyes version. But my thing is that how I like to coin things that are helping older archetypes, I like to always talk about Vernal Sylph. Vernal Sylph helps earth monsters. Now, there's two scales to an archetype that can help another archetype. It could be along the lines of, it's too bad to work, right? Like Vernal Sylph. It could be right in the sweet spot, like Ragnaraka, where it's not too OP, but it sufficiently helps the archetypes, like Ragnaraka. And then it could be along the lines of Snake Eyes, where it's kind of a standalone thing that could help this archetype, but then you'd be like, well, I'm playing a worse version of this deck. I thought about doing a Snake Eyes version of this deck, and then all that came to my mind was, this is just worse Snake Eyes. This is Snake Eyes without the hand traps, and you're running 4 vanillas. And I did not like that thought, so I'm like, okay, I'll just do this. Now, one thing I gotta talk about is the best card in the deck. Obviously, it's the Searcher. Rainbow Bridge is a normal spell card. It just adds any crystal spell trap from your deck to your hand, and it's non-once per turn. This deck needs it. This deck needs it so bad. No monster does anything. Oop. I'm sorry. I'll save the complaining for later. Alright, if you enjoyed the yapping, please let me know. I know I was a little bit... This is a longer video. I went over a lot of cards in the archetype. I didn't even go over the Dark Crystal Beast. I mean the Advanced Crystal Beast or any of that stuff, so... But please, I hope you enjoy. If you enjoyed the yapping, please let me know in the comments below. Stuff like that. And let's see, we're going to do some replays. I had a couple of games. I'm hoping that they're good. I don't think I pulled off the full combo in any of my games, but I did enjoy playing the deck at least. Alright, well, I guess before I get into it, I'm not sure if I'm putting this before or after the replays, but I like to show off what do I want my combo inboard to be. What can the deck do? With a full hand, full combo, what do you want the deck to do? What's the plan? Let me show you what my idea of the deck was. The funny, right? I want to do something funny with the deck, and I thought this was pretty funny. So we're gonna start off. This is full combo. This is a scripted, no shuffle. I just want to show you what the deck does. Crystal Bond, Ruby Carbuncle, play Sapphire Pegasus here. We're then gonna go Rainbow Bridge. Rainbow Bridge, add ourselves Golden Rule. We're just gonna say unadulterated, just full pop off. What do you want the inboard to be? We place both Sapphire. We summon Carbuncle. We go Carbuncle to summon both of this, well, all 3 of the Sapphires in all honesty. Then we're gonna go Sapphire, Sapphire, Chain, Sapphire. After going Sapphire, 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 we're gonna go Crystal Dragon, any one of your vanillas, and any one of your other vanillas that you feel like. We're gonna go Crystal Dragon, banish itself, summon in level 3. You need to summon a level 3 in this regard. We're gonna go add Rainbow Dragon, link both of those guy off for Cherubini. Cherubini gets to send Jowgen for cost. You're like, why are we sending Jowgen? Don't worry about it. We go Cross Sheep, then we get rid of both of those to summon Womp Womp. We're gonna go Cross Sheep Chain 1, Womp Womp Chain 2, putting Pegasus back in the spell and trap zone. Personally, you could just summon Pegasus if you want, but I like doing this because it's funny. Now, we go Carbuncle. Carbuncle can then summon back the Pegasus. Pegasus can place another guy. We place ourselves Cobalt Eagle. We go Awaken to the Crystal Ultimates. We don't have another body, so we need to add the Tortoise. After doing that, we can go into a good old Fiendsmith combo, close Moon of the Heaven for Requiem. Requiem can tribute itself, summon ourselves Lacrima Sacred, Scarrow, or whatever it's called. Send ourselves the Engraver, link both of those cards off into a good old Fiendsmith sequence here. We then summon Rainbow Dragon because why not? We have all 7. Let's do that right now. We target all 3 of the monsters here. 1, 2, 3. We're not getting the Nibiru because it's scripted. We summon Desert Era. We link off the Desert Era. We go into Ongusi here. We tribute the guy off into Rainbow Overdragon. We then link the guys off into Nightmare Griffin. We can use Nightmare Griffin effect to recycle a monster. We then go into SP Little Knight. After that, we banish all of the materials here to go into Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. I don't know, Rainbow Bridge of the Heart set pass. So, this is technically your inboard. Now, this inboard has one of 2 applications. The first application is that, if you want to do Crystal Beast stuff, let's imagine your opponent is threatening you really hard right now. So what you could be doing, one of the potential things to survive a threatening attack is that you set up Fiendsmith combo in your grave so that, let's imagine you would go, if you want to protect your monsters or if you need to shuffle their monsters immediately for the board wipe, you can actually go Lacrima the Scarlet Sorrow any time you want during your opponent's turn. Now, I had a cool play, but this is even cooler. So, whenever I feel like it, I can go Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow to bring back Ongusi. Then Ongusi can target Fiendsmith Desiree to summon Desiree and equip itself as a target negate. So let's imagine the issue is that my board gets shuffled. I can say, okay, my board won't get shuffled. Well, my board will get shuffled, but I still have follow-up with the Desiree on field, and it's hard to stop a Desiree. Now, it would basically go as follows. I would either let Ultimate Rainbow Dragon go through, and then on a new chain I can go Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow, or if I'm feeling really cocky about it, I can go Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow to summon Angusi, and then chain Rainbow Dragon so I can chain block. So then that would shuffle all cards back from the field into the deck. Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow would summon Ongusi for Desiree, so all cards would get shuffled back, and then I would still have a Desiree on field. But don't forget, when this card effect does resolve, I can summon as many Crystal Beast monsters that were banished as possible. Which means I would be summoning back Pegasus and other Pegasus, Carbuncle. I get to summon most of these cards back plus Desiree. So that's just full Crystal Beast combo yet again. So that is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to show off the other way you could pull the combo off if you just feel like you are invincible in this state. SP Little Knight's pretty invincible. Nightmare Griffin means special summon monsters can activate the effects unless they're linked. And here's the cross sheet play. So, if we put it back to our opponent's turn, during our opponent's turn, we can go Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow, summon the Angusi. You have to summon it here because you don't want to summon in Cross Sheep Zone. Angusi can target Desiree. Desiree summon where Cross Sheep is to put itself. Then Cross Sheep can summon Jowgen. So now, this is what you're ending on, which is even scarier. The issue with this, though, is that since you did this, then unfortunately, I mean, you don't want a Rainbow Dragon after that, because you don't really want to shuffle back everything you've worked so hard to build. But let's say you feel invincible, and all you need is just a target negate, an SP, and some Jowgen. And let's say even if you still believe that that is fine, like, let's imagine, you can go Crystal Ultimate Rainbow Dragon, tribute itself to shuffle all cards, then you can chain SP Little Knight, target 2 of the monsters that you want to keep on the field. If it's, I don't know, if you want to target your Nightmare Griffin and Desiree, or if you want to target your itself plus Desiree, or you want to target your Jowgen. So even if you do plan on shuffling all cards, you can protect your monsters with the SP Little Knight. And remember, all of these cards are linked to each other. Desiree's linked to Cross Sheep. Nightmare Griffin links the Ultimate Rainbow Dragon. SP Little Knight links the Jowgen. So all of your cards are live. All of their cards are not live. So you have 3 target negates. You can shuffle all your opponent's monsters back. You can banish their monsters or protect your monsters. Your opponent cannot special summon monsters. They cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters unless they point to a monster. And then maybe you have follow-up. And then you can just shuffle your opponent's monsters back. You have a lot of follow-up, a lot of damage. That is the inboard I wanted to create since I wasn't able to basically pull off the normal combo. Now, this is still Crystal Beast. The replays that you may or may not see or have not seen have Crystal Beast. This is all Crystal Beast. The inboard has the boss monster. I'm running all of the vanillas. This is still Crystal Beast. I'm just not playing Ryziel Crystal Beast or some silly. So I'm really proud of what I did. Now, if you enjoyed this, let me know if you want to see me create the combo before the replays, because I think that's what I should probably do is, let me just show you what I want the inboard to be when I built the deck. And then I'll show you the replays of games where they go wrong, you know? So that's my intention. You know, I like how my audio was off for most of that part there, but don't worry about it. Anyways, we're finally going against an opponent, and if you made this far, please let me know, or don't, in the comments below. I don't know what people say, to be honest. If you're driving and listening to this, watch out behind you, they're tailgating! Okay. We opened Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, Golden Rule, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, Crystal Bond, and Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow. There's a bunch of cool stuff I like to show off, but let's see what happens first. Standby, main. We're not going first. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, they're playing this stuff. Oh, no, okay, so I'm playing a big jerk-off combo deck, so I like to be like, well, what if I'm going against my opponent? Can I play against an individual? Can I fight their board? So what I'm going to do is let this thing run through. They're going to do a lot of stuff, and it's so much they're doing. I'm sorry, they're doing a lot of comboing this one, so. Master Duel. So, they're doing a whole lot of Whitewoods combo. They're also playing with the Azamina cards. They go Sacred Azamina, Cross Sheep, Sacred Azamina. They're obviously going to summon Rickalago, bend that guy, Cross Sheep, summon back a guy. Rickalago adds one of those spell cards. Alright, LZ, new Whitewoods card. Bounce back the Azamina because it's a main deck now. That card got sent, gets to set itself. They do that, summon the new Azamina. Azamina, new guy, can summon another Azamina from the extra deck. They add Wanted, they summon the Omni Negate. They go good old Selene. Selene, bring back one of those guys. Link off into a good old 2-man Appaloosa. They go Wanted, Secret Sinful Spoil to add themselves a Diabell Star. They go Wanted, banish itself. Target one of the Sinful Spoils, bring it back, draw a card, place a card, pass. Now, yes, like two of the cards on the field are banned. We're playing Master Duel. We're not really playing Master Duel. Okay, anyways, so this card, I know you can't read it, but basically it makes it so I can't target cards in my graveyard to banish or this card itself. We have an Omni Negate, we have two Monster Negates, we have an Omni Negate. This card's a Book of Moon, they have a set card. They have a Diabell Star in hand plus another card that's an unknown, so let's see what happens. Oh, they're going Sinful Spoil, Deception, in phase sets itself. It's our turn. Let's see, can we play against this board? Oh, wow, we opened a pretty cool card here. Now we have a Rainbow Bridge. So we're going to start banning some stuff out. We're going to go Rainbow Bridge. They can burn an Omni Negate. They burn the Silvera. I don't know why. Because what I would have done was negated whatever was going to be added off of the Crystal Trap. There's nothing that Silvera can't negate in Rainbow Beast. So I don't know why they did that. They baited. Maybe they assume I wouldn't have had nothing if they just, I don't know. I don't have any recursion either, so. Alright, so we baited Omni. Let's go Crystal Bond here. They go Barone for the extra negate. They're feeling a little trigger happy here. Now, we have the Carbuncle in hand, so Golden Rule is going to pop off, and we burn both Omni Negates. We go Lacrima, Sarlet, Scarlet here. We burn the normal summon. They have an Imperm for us. Thankfully enough, we can do that because they don't know what's in our hand. They think that we're just like screwed. We're looking pretty hot right now. We link off the Lacrima. You know, Fiendsmith combo just baits out a lot of interruption here. You know, just like the Appaloosa that just got baited because we did Requiem. So, we're looking kind of hot. Technically, almost. Golden Rule, we're still finding a Book of Moon. We placed the good old Sapphire Pegasus plus the Rainbow Dragon. They used the good old Appo. I knew they were going to do it. That's why I placed the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon instead of the second Sapphire Pegasus here. We get rid of both of those for Snake Eyes Bongo Dragon. Or, wait, was it? Darn, dang. I'm gonna call it Womp Womp. We summon Womp Womp. Womp Womp gets to place a guy in the continuous spell and trap zone. We could have made an SP, but I feel like we didn't have the opportunity here. They're going to Book of Moon our Womp Womp. We place Barone in the spell and trap zone. We beat over the good old Appaloosa here. They still have that guy on the field, but it's scary, yes. We pass it back to them. We're not looking very hot. We couldn't break their board. They're going to full combo. They go LZ pitching the Barone, summon itself, add a good old Sylvette of the White Forest. They're going to go Sinful Spoils Deception here. Alright, Sylvie of the White Forest, normal summon itself, add a good old Whitewood Spell Trap. They get to recur the Azamina to go to the Sacred Azamina. They pitch the level 12 for the Diabell Star. Diabell Star adds a Sinful Spell. They go Susaurus of the Sinful Spoils. Tales of the White Forest gets to add a card. We go Lacrima of the Scarlet Sorrow to summon back the Fiendsmith Requiem because what we want to do is have chump blockers. We want to chump block real quick. They get to add themselves the Azamina of the White Forest. That's a free special summon on their part. We're going to go Fiendsmith Requiem, summon another Lacrima of the Scarlet Sorrow. Lacrima of the Scarlet Sorrow, send the Fiendsmith. If we ever survive, we can kind of bounce back. They go LZ here. They link all of those off into the Link 8. Into the Synchro 8. They didn't use a Synchro Tuner, so they couldn't bin a card to add a card back to hand. They used the Azamina Fusion spell. They made Moa Regina. They get to summon back a Rickalago. They go Battle Phase here. Before they attack the Crystal Beast, we get to summon Rainbow Dragon. Then he decided not to attack. That was so weird. So, When the Azumina Moa Regina went to attack into the Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, I triggered the effect of the Rainbow Dragon to summon itself, then they just chose not to continue the attack. Like, there was nothing scary going on. So they decided not to attack and instead attack with the Synchro 8 until the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon goes into the Spell and Trap Zone, a little bit more recursion. They're gonna go Ricolago here. Ricolago punches the Ruby Carbuncle, it goes back, Golden Rule's gone, and they left? Why did they surrender, you know? Like, what did we have? You know, like, why you surrender, pal? Okie dokie, Artichoke me, it's draw main. How we're looking, we got the continuous spell Rainbow Dragon, Awakening the Crystal Ultimates, Crystal Bond plus Rainbow Bridge. It's looking pretty good, honestly I do like this hand. Main phase, oh we go Rainbow Bridge first, we're eating a Fuvu. Now you may be like, but Nost, you just got Fuvaros and from your deck, extra deck, it looks like you're going to summon a lot from the extra deck. Now you could, but let's see if we can play around it. We go good old Crystal Bond, we go Ruby Carbuncle, place the good old that guy. Awakening the Crystal Ultimates, revealing the Ultimate Dragon. We get ourselves another one of these Rainbow Bridges to add a Crystal Spell Trap. They droll. Why would you droll? You turned off your Fuvaros. My deck doesn't add cards to hand very often. You are an odd. I guess they assume that they haven't gotten any draws yet, so they're like, oh, you want to play around Fuvaros? All right, get drolled. Alright, we go Golden Rule, summon the Carbuncle. We have 3 Pegasus in the Spell and Trap Zone. We summon all 3. Oh, it feels like a good day. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait for it. 3 triggers of Sapphire Pegasus. We're placing 3 Crystal Beasts. And we're kind of confident because they turned off their own Fuvaros. We placed the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon and a couple Vanillas here. We link these 2 cards off into a Cross Sheep. We then go Rainbow Bridge of the Crystal Heart. We place both of these 2 to summon Womp Womp. Cross Sheep gets to trigger plus Womp Womp. We go Womp Womp, putting Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus in the Spell and Trap Zone. We go Cross Sheep to summon back the Carbuncle because Carbuncle, when summoned, can summon back the Sapphire Pegasus and the Topaz Tiger. Sapphire Pegasus then places the Cobalt Eagle. We go into Closed Heaven. We go into Requiem. We can Fiendsmith combo if we feel like it. Fiendsmith combo. We go Lacrima Scarlet Sorrow. Sorrow gets to send Fiendsmith. We can then link off the Womp Womp and the Lacrima for the good old Fiendsmith sequence. We can target all 3 of the monsters, shuffle them back into the graveyard. We're summoning ourselves a Desert Ire here. We link off the Desert Ire. Why do we link off this new card? I'm gonna call him Angus. Now, Angus has a really cool thing that I've learned that also helps the Crystal Beast strategy. You remember how you shuffle all cards on the field into the deck? This card can technically dodge it, and here's how. We're gonna link off the Ognussi into the good old Nightmare Griffin. Isn't that cool? Then we link off into the SP Little Knight. So now, special summon monsters on the field cannot activate their effects unless they're pointing towards a link monster. Now, guess what, pal? We don't have a link monster for you to point to, so we're looking kinda good. I did kinda mess up ever so slightly, but we'll talk about that later. We go SP Little Knight, banish their Fuvuwusu. Now, we go in phase, we're looking kinda hot. If only I would've added the counter trap, that would've been better. Standby, main. They're gonna summon the Mimighoul Slime. We can go Lacrima Starlet Scarrow to summon back the Ongussi here. It shows itself back, summon the Ongussi. Ongussi has the effect to quick effect target a light, non-link fiend monster graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, equip this card to it. So if we feel like it, we can go Ongussi here to special summon the Desert Ire pointed towards one of the link zones, and then also equip the Ongussi to it, and then it has a target negate for 3. Unfortunately, we're about to eat some bad news because this guy's gonna summon towards our link zone. Summon towards the SP, so now we're kinda screwed. They're gonna go Mimighoul Dungeon. Mimighoul Dungeon effect to add themselves the Mimighoul Dragon. They're gonna normal summon Mimighoul Dragon, but before, I need to talk about this. Now, you'll be wondering, Nost, why didn't you go Ongussi to summon Desert Ire? And then link it so you can have the target negate for the Mimighoul Dungeon. Now, the reason why is because the way the thing works is that Ongussi summons the monster, then it links it. Then it equips to it. Which means because of where Ongussi's sitting, and because where the Mimighoul Slime is sitting, I can have to summon Desert Ire in the furthest left zone. which means that its effect will not trigger because it's not linked to a monster. Which would suck. So we're going to try baiting them out here. They go Mimigold Dragon, Mimigold Dragon effect as a Mimigold. They get to add Mimigold Maker and they quit. I don't know why they quit. Okay. I don't get it. I literally don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. Alright, let's see how we're looking. Okay, a little bit of Sapphire Pegasus. We opened 2 Sapphire Pegasus, a Crystal Ultimate, Continuous Spell, Cobalt Equal. Let's see what happens here. Draw, Standby, Main. We normal summon Sapphire Pegasus to place a card. We place the Crystal Beast Dragon. We go Rainbow Bridge of the Heart here, Rainbow Bridge of the Heart to pop a card. They go Fuvuusu. Now, the issue with Fuvuusu here is that I can just pop and add. We go pop the Cobalt Eagle, add ourselves a Crystal Bond. We like the bondage here. We go Crystal Bond effect, Crystal Bond to add ourselves a Carbuncle, and then places ourselves a Tobas Tiger. Now, we do the extra normal summon to Sapphire Pegasus. Sapphire Pegasus paces the Mammoth. We decide to actually go Crystal Dragon effect so that we can summon. I know that would give him an extra draw, but then they chain Maxi like it's Master Duel over here. I don't know how to feel about it. We eat the Master Duel nuggets. They summon Tortoise, we summon Tortoise, we add a Rainbow Dragon, then they draw 2 cards. I'm like, no. We go Awakening the Crystal Ultimates, they go Ash Blossom, and I'm just looking like, this is bad news. This is so bad. We're eating Ashes, we eat Fuvarosses and Maxi. They should have been hand loop for 2. We at least make a Abyss Dweller so we can sit on something, but then they draw 2 more cards. Look at this, they're sitting on an 8-card hand right now, and we only summoned from the deck twice. They go Lacrima Scarlet Scarl here. We're going to go Abyss Dweller knowing that they cannot Imperm or Valor us, so we're pretty protected unless they wanted a Droplet. They bin the Fiendsmith. They link off into good old Requiem here. And they quit. What? 8-card hand and you surrender, you say? If you made it this far, I'd like to offer a proposal. You see the top right with the player thing that's called drop a sub? I'm not telling you to drop a sub. Instead, I'd like to offer something different. If you drop a comment, let me know how you feel about everything. And if anyone wants to have their name up there for the next TA, please let me know. I put your name up there, or even a profile pic, if I can pull it off. If you want. I don't know. Anyways, let's see what we're looking like. We have Golden Rule, Sapphire Pegasus, the Rainbow Dragon, Crystal Bond plus Amethyst Cat. Not looking bad. We go Draw, Standby, Main. It's not our turn. They go Gold Sark here. Oh, we know they're playing Malice. No one plays Thunder Dragon anymore. They go Malice, they send Dormoose, they go Chain Fuvaros. What? Why Chain Fuvaros? I guess you want to draw if I Nibiru? They go Field Spell, Banish, White Rabbit, Summon, Set Trap. They said GWC, they go into Splash Mage here. Splash Mage target the Dormoose. They link off the Dormoose into the Decoder, link into the Transcode Talker, link Decoder triggers, link Decoder summons itself. They go Transcode for the good old Splash Mage. They set a card in What? I don't think Malice has an in-archetype immediate link summon, so I don't know why they didn't end on their Neo Tempest Terrorhers. I was like looking at the cards and I was kind of confused. Field Spell doesn't have immediate link summons. What's going on? Anyways, we go draw. We draw a Golden Rule again. Kinda sucks, but let's see what happens. We go Crystal Bond. They go GWC over here to banish one of their Malice monsters and summon it back. Over from the graveyard. I don't know why. We place the Crystal Bond. We add the Carbuncle here. We go Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. We summon Emerald Tortoise. And then we add ourselves Rainbow Dragon. Now, after that, we're going to go Golden Rule here. Golden Rule to place both Sapphire Pegasus to summon the Carbuncle. We go Carbuncle effect. Carbuncle summon both of the Sapphire Pegasus. I'm feeling kind of confident now. So we got both Carbuncles on. We got both Pegasus triggering. And I don't know where the interruption is. We set Elephant plus Tiger. And they quit. Are they learning how to play the game? I want a full combo, I do promise. But maybe this is just a good rendition of you may not have the opportunity to full combo. Okay, so we open the Crystal Bond, Carbuncle, Golden Rule, Crystal Dragon plus Golden Rule again. It's looking good. I mean, okay, they go a dusted gold discard to add one of the evil dark fusions. They then go this card effect, pitching itself to special summon the guy. They special summon the evil guy. They send Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist adds a hero monster. They add Vion. It's like hero combo with different steps. They go Vion here. Vion gets to send one of the new evil hero monsters. They send Sinister Necrom. Banish itself, add the polymerization, looking pretty hot. They use the effect targeting to fusion summon by shuffling back materials. They go into the new Infernal Flame Banshee, and Banshee's effect gets to add one of the trap cards. They add the traps, they link Banshee off, they go into Infernal Deceiver here. Deceiver gets to reveal a hero monster, then adds the Neos off of it. They go Polymerization using the Infernal Deceiver plus the Neos, they summon the Sunrise. Sunrise, when fusion summon can add the special summon can add the miracle fusion. They add the miracle fusion. They go miracle fusion effect, banishing Neos plus Shadow Mist to go into Infernal Rage. I mean, Flame Wingman Infernal Rage gets to add themselves favorite contact for their favorite combo. So it's favorite contact plus one of the traps plus something else. It's not looking hot for us, but we have continuous spell card. What do we do here? We go Crystal Bond, add ourselves a Sapphire Pegasus, place ourselves a Rainbow Dragon. We then go Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. They're going to activate the trap card, target cards up to the number of elemental heroes, negate the effects. They negated. So we're not looking good anymore. We don't have continuous spell access. We go Golden, we summon the Carbuncle, got both Pegasus there. We then try to bait out. So what I want to do is chain block and also bait. Maybe my opponent will forget that my card is negated. Maybe they'll be like, oh crap, I can't chain block anymore. So let's see what happens here. We chain block, they go favorite contact to fusion summon immediately. So I'm not looking good. They target the elemental hero Neos plus their Infernal Flame Ringman to go into super evil Jiren Neos. So we summon both Sapphire Pegasus. A negate did not go through. We also summoned the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. We go Pegasus plus Pegasus. He's going to then chain his effect to target a card we control and then just take control of it. He takes control of our Pegasus. We set our Crystal Beast Pegasus plus an elephant. We normal summon Sapphire Pegasus, send the Tiger. We go Topaz Tiger, banishing itself. Summon Tortoise, add Rainbow Dragon. We're considering doing Rainbow Dragon plays. We link both of these cards off into Cherubini of the Burning Abyss, sending Amethyst Cat for cost, increasing the attack, going into a Cross Sheep. Then we make Womp Womp using both of the cards in the Spell and Trap Zone. We go Cross Sheep, we chain Womp Womp, targeting their Take Guy, their Big Eye. We place it in the back row, and they quit. I mean, yeah, I was messing around a little bit, you know, I was definitely messing around, you know, with the Womp Womp combo and stuff. That was funny. I was definitely messing around with that one. That was cool. Okay, let's see what's happening now. So I'll talk about it a little bit later, but I opted, instead of doing Fuvaros to draw into hand traps since the deck can't run any, I decided to do anti-Fuvaros into straight draw. And let's see what happens since we got Continuous Spell, Carbuncle, Rainbow Bridge, the Omni Negate, and draw. Main phase. They're gonna go Maiden of White. Why didn't they use the effect of Maiden of White to... We draw them on the add a field spell. They go Mausoleum of White. Target, summon, send the blue eyes from hand. It happens to the best of us. Tribute itself, summon the blue eyes. That triggers the Maiden of White to summon itself, but they don't have the trap on the field, so it must be in their hand. They summon Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, set a card, and pass. I'm looking at them like, you severely misplayed, my friend. We open ultimates, feeling quite nice. We go Rainbow Bridge here, and then before I even talk, I must say that there is a slight issue fighting against this card specifically. This card says that neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Did you know that? Isn't that funny? When a card effect is activated in the graveyard, you can negate it. That's also funny. So, with Carbuncle and Golden Rule, Carbuncle summons 2 monsters minimum. So, I need to get rid of Spirit Dragon before I can full combo. And this is how. We get Crystal Bond here. We go Crystal Bond effect, we add ourselves a Sapphire Pegasus, and then we place ourselves a Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. We want to bait out and negate. Then we're going to go Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, use the extra normal summon for the Sapphire Pegasus. Sapphire Pegasus, place Sapphire Pegasus. Use a continuous spell here, targeting the monster to bounce itself and the other card back to hand. They use Spirit Dragon, tribute itself to summon it Synchro. They summon Blue Eye Spirit Ultimate Dragon, and we go Crystal Beast Dragon, summon Amethyst, add Rainbow Dragon. We're looking good now. We can now go Carbuncle if we want it. We go Awaken to the Crystal Ultimates here. Reveal the card, but then they go Ultimate Dragon for the negate. No access to Golden Rule is really bad, is what I would be saying if that wasn't the case. We pop the Amethyst Cat, we add ourselves Golden Rule since it's always treated as a Crystal Spell Trap. Blue Eyes Dread Dragon summon since they do have a Blue Eyes Engraver and the card was just destroyed. We go Golden Rule, we set Elephant plus Sapphire Pegasus, summon Carbuncle. Carbuncle gets us summon Pegasus, Elephant, Pegasus. We trigger Pegasus again for the 2-time. Now, what we want to do is definitely stop these cards from existing. We set Tiger, we sell Eagle, we link both of these cards off into Cross Sheep, then we contact Fuse for Womp Womp, we go Cross Sheep, then we chain Womp Womp, Womp Womp target their Synchro Monster, place in the Continuous Spell and Trap Zone since it's just a little bit too beefy for me. We go Cross Sheep for Sapphire Pegasus set the Tortoise. We then link both of those monsters off into close, then we summon the Rainbow Dragon on them. We then go into a good old Fiendsmith Requiem here. We're going to go Fiendsmith combo so that we can finally get rid of this Jet Dragon here. Lacrima Sard Scarlet. We're going to send ourselves the good old Fiendsmith Engraver. We're going to link off into the sequence here. We're going to go sequence, target 3 of those cards, shuffle them all back into the deck, and then summon our good old Desiree. We're then going to tribute off the Over Dragon for Aro. We're going to link off for Gussie. We're going to go Fiendsmith sequence, target the Desiree. Desiree now negates the Jet Dragon plus field spell. It's negated, we can beat over it with the good old Aro. Direct attack with Womp Womp, direct attack with Gussie. We summon Rainbow Dragon finally. Alright, we're currently on the last duel. If you enjoy it, please let me know in the comments below. And also if you want your name on to be my opponent or something like that, please let me know. It'll be funny, a little bit of interaction between me and the viewers. Now, last game, we opened a Talent, Crystal Bond, 2 Pegasus plus a Kobold Eagle. This ain't looking good, but let's see what our opponent got. They're currently playing a 45 card deck. It's not looking too good. They set and pass. Why did I end on a set and oh, we open continue. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. We're gonna go Continuous Spell here. We're gonna go Crystal Bond. They're gonna Ash Crystal Bond, and that's not good. Alright, that's not good. Let's see what we can do after having our Crystal Bond ashed. So, we're gonna go Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, add ourselves Golden Rule here, since that's pretty much the best thing we can do. We're gonna go Golden Rule. Unfortunately, since we have Sapphire Pegasus, we can't set Sapphire Pegasus. Sapphire Pegasus effect, we're gonna go Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, since a card was placed in Spell and Trap Zone, target their back row, bounce it back to the hand along with the Continuous Spell. Sapphire Pegasus places the second Sapphire Pegasus. We're gonna tribute the Rainbow Dragon, summon the Carbuncle, add ourselves Rainbow Dragon here. After that, we're gonna normal summon the other Sapphire Pegasus if we didn't use our other normal summon. Topaz Tiger here, going to Close Moon into Requiem. So what I considered was going the Cross Sheep route, but I forgot how to do Cross Sheep combo. We're gonna Lacrima the Sacred Scar. We're gonna send ourselves a Fiendsmith Requiem. Fiendsmith Engraver. Then we go Cross Sheep. Then we go Womp Womp. We're gonna go Cross Sheep effect. We're not chaining Womp Womp this time, so we have no target. We're gonna go Carbuncle. We're eating a Veiler. Me oh my, we're eating Veilers now? Veiler Ash. Carbuncle got negated. What do I do now? Well, I guess we're gonna have to go Engraver, put back the Closed Moon to summon itself so that we can then go into a good old sequence here. After that, we can then go sequence effect, and they're just quitting. Why does this deck play through stuff? Oh man, I'm so sorry that this is longer than an hour. I really wanted it not to be, but I spent 55 minutes talking about every one of the Crystal Beast cards. Let me talk about why I built this deck, or not why I built this deck, of course I know why I built this deck. Let me talk about, I guess, the deck. Basically, you have to run every single search card because your monsters don't search anything. Like, just to show how much your monsters don't search anything, let's imagine you open nothing but Crystal Beast. Your deck does nothing. You have to open a searcher that searches a searcher. That's also why I kind of ran Crystal Master, because Crystal Master can search one of your crystal cards, and you kind of need that. You need Continuous Spell, you need Golden Rule, you need all these at 3, which really sucks. I put Ultimates at 2, because this is not bad if you have Rainbow Dragon. If you open the brick and this card is not that bad. You need this card kind of because you want to place it and summon it, because if you have it in hand, you're kind of screwed. It's a whole lot of you're kind of screwed scenarios where I'm running a brick, I'm running a brick, I'm running a brick, I'm running a brick. It's so bricky, in fact, that I can't run Fuvaros, because I want it all to be in the deck, because Sapphire Pegasus places from deck. Isn't that funny? I can't even Fuvaros even if I wanted, because if I did, all of my Crystal Beasts would be in my hand, and that would make the game unplayable for me. Because Rainbow Dragon only acknowledges Crystal Beasts that are in your field or graveyard. Isn't that hilarious? With the extra deck, it is kind of tight, but you can totally change some things around. I had Zelantis because, why not? I don't know what Zelantis does. Maybe pops a couple cards, do something silly. Fiendsmith is necessary, I believe. I like Fiendsmith combo. You have the fodder to make a Closed Moon. You have the extra deck space, make Fiendsmith. I chose Fiendsmith for a reason. Because your graveyard's unaffected, you can still end on a Desert Era if you want. If you want to shuffle everything back, so be it. Your Lacrimus Scarlet Sorrow can just summon Angusi and get Desert Era. And I'm like, oh my. So you're saying my interruption is not only a shuffle, but I can still negate cards if I want. That's so good. I believe that's really important. Like that's nice in my opinion. Now, what else do I like? I like Crystal Master. The Pendulum effect I don't use very often to make him untargetable, but that is kind of important as well. Golden Rule's kind of weird in how it locks up when you're spelling trap zones, but it hasn't been that much of an issue for me. But when you have it alongside Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, I wanted to go into Cherubini because I want to get rid of the Carbuncle in the most proper way I can. And that's pretty much one of the most proper ways I thought about. Just get rid of that Carbuncle now. Free up your space, which is super important. The counter trap's really good if you just open your every card that you need. You just have a counter trap on standby. Womp Womp is so good in this deck. Like, you have no idea. Womp Womp being basically a Flamberge, just free Flamberge. Flamberge your opponent. And then Cross Sheep is the goat of this deck. If you trigger Cross Sheep, you win. Because you're at a place where you're just unadulterated, uninterrupted. It's so good. Womp Womp plus Cross Sheep or Angusi summoning Desert Era and Cross Sheep Zone is so good. Then because you still have the Fiendsmith line, you're not completely out. Fiendsmith can bait cards and hand traps. You have so many searchers upon searchers that your opponent doesn't know what to stop. So I'm like, okay, you stop Rainbow Bridge, but I have the second Rainbow Bridge in my hand, you know? A whole lot of non-wants returns here. You don't want your Crystal Bond plus Golden Rule to get stopped, so it's good to bait. And then Pegasus, I'm like, okay, I normal Pegasus, and they're like, haha, I stopped it. And I'm like, well, my combo comes from Golden Rule, so you can stop it all you want, pal. And then also Rainbow Bridge of the Heart being interruption on my opponent's turn, just targeting the card, bouncing it back to the hand. I love that. Issues that I have are bricks. I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bricks. Ding, 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 ding. You think I'm playing Infernoid with the amount of bricks I'm running. You don't want to open these in hand, you really don't. Only one thing you want to open in hand is maybe Sapphire, Pegasus, and Carbuncle. And that's it. You don't even want to open Rainbow Dragon or Crystal Beast Dragon. You'll be like, but Nost, Awakening the Crystal Ultimates can reveal it. I don't care about that. I really don't. I don't want to open a card that I'll be searching later. Or I don't want to open a card that I want to place in my Spell and Trap Zone. I'm going to talk about the extra deck. I love Rainbow Over Dragon plus Crystal Ultimate, whatever he's called. I think that's pretty funny. They're funny. They're high statted. They have effects to shuffle stuff. They're cool boss monsters, I guess. I like the Nightmare Griffin stuff that I decided, because why not? You have so much stuff you can just spam. You can spam anything in this deck. This is basically, you have the opportunity to play Conclave Control, control your opponent. You can try Field Spell Control even though I failed. You can also just say, hey pal, I'm going to screw you over and summon Nightmare Griffin. I'm going to summon Arrival at Ignister. I'm going to summon A Baoku. I'm going to Cross Sheep summon Jowgen on my opponent's turn. Good job, Charlie. Get Jowgened on. I think people don't know this deck very well. I think this is as pure Crystal Beast as I can get. Yes, I'm running a whole lot of generic inboard, but what do you want me to do? You want me to end on these fusions? Imagine you summon both copies of these cards. What does it do? What does the card do? The card does nothing. So, I'm happy with how things are. I'm really happy with how it turned out. First time learning Crystal Beast, I'm pretty happy about it. If you enjoyed it, please let me know. Yeah, that's about it. I promise I will try to make the videos an hour long. at just hour long. I don't want it to be over an hour because that's very bad news. Very bad for video to be over an hour. I want it to be hour or under. So, thank you for watching the app. Bye bye.